Shalom. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Also, peace, blessings, and salutations go unto the hopefully elect. So it's the brother Azariah back again with another lesson through the Spirit. And the title of this lesson is The Lord Will Put His Chosen Through the Fire. And I titled this lesson that through the Spirit because obviously we're in the time of great judgment. Very, very hard decisions are being made right now. And those that call yourselves believers in the Lord, right? We know that all the trials that are coming upon the earth, whether it be the MOTB, famine, wars, natural disasters, losing your job, losing your house, losing family members, children, even friends, you know what I'm saying? All these things are to try you through the fire. Because through it all, no matter what you lose in this world, your faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to get you through it. Understand? And as a true believer, you should understand that. You should understand that there's nothing in this world that's worth turning your back on the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son for. Nothing. Because ultimately, all that you have in this world was given to you by the Lord. So to lose it, obviously the Lord wants you to lose it. It's not because He wants to destroy you, but it's to test or to see how much that you truly love and believe in Him. For example, we have the account of Abraham, in which the Lord told Abraham to sacrifice his one and only begotten son Isaac, which was born in his old age. The Lord put Abraham through a test to try how faithful that he was to the Lord, to see if Abraham loved his son more than he loved the Most High. Understand? Because you have to understand that Abraham loved his son Isaac. Because for years, Abraham and Sarah, they was trying to have a child, and it wasn't happening. But finally, the Lord hearkened to Sarah's prayer, and she bare forth Isaac. Then it came to the point where the Lord wanted to show, give us an example, because the scriptures say that everything written aforetime was written for our learning. So the Lord wanted to give us an ancient example of one of our forefathers as to how He tries His servants. And when it came down to the test of Abraham having to sacrifice Isaac, Abraham passed the test. You see, Abraham was willing to give up his one and only begotten son because he loved the Lord that much, because he was that obedient to the Lord. It doesn't matter. You see, Abraham didn't question the Lord. Lord, why you want me to sacrifice Isaac? You sure I can't just get a goat or a lamb? No. The Lord wanted Abraham to sacrifice Isaac because that's what He said. And ultimately, it was for a purpose, man. Okay? Abraham's one and only begotten son. And we know that that was a, foreshadowing of what Yahweh was going to do with Yahweh Shai, His one and only begotten son. All right, but in that case, Yahweh Shai actually did become sacrificed for the children of Israel. But nevertheless, the example stands the same. The Lord tries those that He loves through the fire. And it may not be an easy trial, and we preach that. Brothers that's in this truth, man. We don't tell you that the times coming upon the earth is going to be easy, okay? Because it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to go through it and actually experience it, man. There are going to come times where you're going to doubt. There are going to come times where you're not going to be 100% in your faith, man. But ultimately, that's why right now you have to pray for an increase in the spirit, an increase in your faith, that the Most High can give you that comfort when that time comes. But we've seen many examples across the scriptures where, the Most High has tried His servants. And in the midst of those trials, the Most High has made a way for His servants, those that were faithful to Him unto death. Those that were faithful to the Lord, even when to them it may not have made sense, but they trusted in the Lord anyway, and they were delivered. Understand? So we're going to start here in the book of Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 5. And it says, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. See, so you have to consider the process when you're trying to purify gold. You see, because gold in its pure state, it has other impurities that are inside of it. But in order for you to get that pure gold, you have to put it through a fire. You have to put it through the furnace to burn out the impurities. Understand? You can't just take a piece of gold, like a raw piece of gold that you would find out in nature, and just sell it like that. No, because it's not pure. It's not 100% pure. You might have lead in there. You might have some copper in there. You know what I'm saying? You might have other metals that are undesirable, that are less valuable than that 100% gold. And you know, gold is a very valuable metal, man. You know, and those that are acceptable of the Lord are as gold. Understand? So in order for us to burn out the impurities that are inside of us, you know, whether it may be doubt, fear, you know, being attached to the things of this world, man, the Most High has to put us through that furnace of adversity, try us through the things that He's going to bring on the earth to, you know, test our faith in Him. Because when these things come, it's not going to be no gray area. You can't straddle the fence and say, well, I kind of want to serve the Lord, but I kind of want to be in the world too. That's not going to be the case. It's going to be either you hot or cold. Because when the MOTB come, guess what? You're going to have to either serve the Lord and not take it and suffer for however long the Lord wants you to suffer, or take it and have that temporary relief, but then be destroyed by the Lord and the heavenly hosts when they return, or be destroyed by that grievous sword that's going to come upon you when you take it. So we're in a time where there's no gray area. You're either going to have to be hot or cold in your belief. It's either you do believe or you don't believe. All right. And the Lord is bringing these trials upon the earth to expose people for what they really are. Because you have a lot of, you know, people that so-called profess themselves to be in the truth, that say that they love Yahweh, that they love Yahweh Shai, you know. But really, they haven't gone through nothing yet. Things are good right now. They may have some money in their bank account. They got a car to drive. So it's like, you know, they don't really see, you know, their faith is based on things that they tangibly have in this world. But what's going to happen when you lose everything? Are you still going to have that same faith? Well, that's what the Lord is about to expose in those who profess themselves to believe. Let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 3. The famous account of the three Hebrew boys being thrown into that furnace. But we'll start here at Daniel 3:8. Okay, this is the context. It says, wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Now we just read in Sirach 2:5 that acceptable men are tried in the furnace of adversity. Okay, so we're going to see how these men were tried, how these faithful men of the Lord were tried. All right. Verse 12, there are certain Jews. Now this is the enemy laying accusation, all right, to the servants of the Lord. And you have the same thing going on now, to where our enemies are laying accusation against us. Our main enemy, our main adversary being Esau, Edom. All right, Esau is laying accusation against us day and night. You know, so it says, whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Now keep in mind, it says that they were set over the affairs of the province of Babylon. Okay, so these were not low-level men. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were not low-level men. These were guys that were high in stature. Okay, they were ruling over certain provinces in the kingdom of Babylon. So no doubt they had possessions, you know what I'm saying? They had money, they had servants, they had more than their heart could desire, even when they were in captivity. You see? But in their case, those things, they said to hell with that. You understand? They said to hell with that, man. But we're going to read. It says, these men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if ye be ready, at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that power that shall deliver you out of my hands? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our power, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. So you see here, you see the faith that these men had in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, even to the point unto death. And like I mentioned before, these were not low-level guys. They had possessions. They wasn't poor. They ruled over provinces, so they were like governors in Babylon. Understand? So they had things. They no doubt wore nice clothes, you know what I'm saying? They had servants attending to them day and night. They was living comfortable lives, you know what I'm saying, compared to everybody else. They was on top. But they said what? If it be so, our power, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burn. So they said, hey, we don't give a damn about what you've given us. We don't give a damn about Babylon. We don't give a damn about, ruling over provinces, man. We serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We serve the God of our fathers. And we're not going to compromise. We're not going to bow down to you in your satanic, wicked, golden image just so we can keep what we have. You know what I'm saying? To hell with that. We would rather lose our lives. We would rather lose all of our material possessions in this world than bow down and serve some wicked king. You see? And they said, let it be. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. But our God, our power can save us from you. Okay? He said, yeah, and he will deliver us out of thine hand. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. So he said, even if he don't do it, even if the Lord do allow you to throw us in this fiery furnace and kill us all, we still not going to bow down and worship you. To hell with you, King Nebuchadnezzar. You see? So even unto death, they were not willing to forsake Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that's the example that we have to have in this day and time. Because you have certain brothers that may have a certain status in this world, man. But when it comes down to the faith and worshiping the beast and bowing down to the image which is about to come upon the earth very soon, you know what I'm saying? Because these people are wandering after the beast right now. And we know that Esau is about to set up that MOTB, in which is going to try all the world, man. Okay? But those that are truly faithful unto the Lord, hey, you're going to rather lose your life, lose everything that you have. You know what I'm saying? Lose your house, your car, you know what I'm saying? The ability and security to eat in this system, man. You're going to give all that up for the sake of the Lord because you love the Lord that much and you're an obedient servant, man. You see, and ultimately you understand that the cost of losing everything in this world is that it's worth it for gaining the kingdom, because you have to keep in mind, man, in this world, losing saving your life so that you can gain this world is really one of the dumbest things that you can do because this place is temporal. This place is not forever. Okay, Esau's rulership is on the way out right now, and you can see that. This man's whole kingdom is unraveling right before your very eyes. You telling me that you want to fight to keep what's left of this kingdom? For what? It's all about to be done away with, man. The Lord is going to come back and destroy this place. So you would have to be a fool. You see, you would have to have zero faith in the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son to go and take the MOTB, to go and bow down to the image of the beast. You don't really believe in the Most High if you're prepared to do that. Because if you was really in the truth, if you really believed, then you would understand that all those who would go and take that solution, that they're going to be destroyed. That once we see the MOTB come into effect, once we see World War III really pop off like that, listen, we understand that those are like the last two major prophecies to happen before the Lord returns. So we know that we're at the end. So what is it to us to give up a house, to give up certain material possessions, man? It's not nothing. It is what it is. You understand? But yeah, they said even if He don't save us out of the furnace, we will not worship the golden image which thou hast set up. You see, so even unto death, they were faithful to the commandment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And it says, then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Salakia. Now, yeah, let's get verse 23. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake and said unto his counselors, did we not cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto him, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the son of Yahweh. See that? So let's analyze what just happened here. Okay, so these men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they chose death pretty much. They chose to die rather than to bow down to the image of the beast, to the image of the king. And in the midst of them being thrown into the fiery furnace, which was looked at as a sure judgment, you know, the Lord made a way for them. Okay, the Lord sent Yahushai to rescue these few men that were faithful unto him, to save them out of their calamity. You see? And that's why even when it gives the description in Revelation of Yahushai, it mentions that his feet were like unto burnished bronze, as if burned in a furnace. Okay, that's a clue to show you that Yahushai, okay, whom the world inwardly called Jesus Christ, he was the one that was in the furnace with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Okay, he was the one that was there. He was the Savior. All right, that's why Nebuchadnezzar said that the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. Okay, so even Yahushai, man, is in the Old Testament, and he was saving his chosen people since the very, very beginning, man. Okay, so the Lord will always make a way for those that trust in him and those that serve him. Now, we know that the scriptures say that some men will have to be martyrs, okay? Some brothers will have to be put to death for this testimony, man. But really, that's really an honor, all right? That's really an honor. Okay, brothers are going to be thrown in jail. Brothers are going to be sent to internment camps. You know, some brothers are even going to be tortured and put to death. But for the sake of Yahushai, man, you know, the scriptures say that the servant is not above his master. So we know that Yahushai was tortured. Yahushai was, you know, called names and you know, ridiculed and all these horrible things, man. All these things happen to our Messiah. So how much more so for us, the servants? You know, so all these things we have to keep in mind. And this is part of counting the cost of coming into this truth. You have to understand all these things. You have to be willing to go through these things, man. You know, you have to be willing to go through the fire, you know, as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did. Okay, and as many brothers in this time now are going to have to as well. Okay, So that leads me here to Sirach 2 and 10. And it says, look at the generations of old, right? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, okay, being an example that we just read, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Okay, so basically saying, look at our ancestors, look at the Israelites of old. When did the Lord ever destroy any of his people that trusted in him? Just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego trusted in the Lord unto death, guess what? The Lord made a way for him, for them, right? They were never confounded. Okay, they abided in his fear and were never forsaken. So the Lord just didn't give them over into the enemy like that. The Lord made a way for them in the midst of that fiery furnace to survive, man. So even in this time now, you know, you may be hungry. You may not take the MOTB, and of course you can't go to the store. You can't go and just buy things, you know what I'm saying, because you're not a part of the beast system. Now, if you don't really trust in the Lord, you're going to be like, well, damn, how am I going to eat? How, you know what I'm saying? How am I going to provide for myself in this time? I'm going to die. That's going to be your first thought. But a man or a woman that trusts in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you're going to understand, okay, I'm not going to take the MOTB, but the Lord will provide. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just may be sitting down one day and you hungry as hell. You know what I'm saying? You probably might not have eaten in 2 or 3 days. Then all of a sudden, a bird just fly down and just drop some food right in front of you. You be like, where does this come from? You know what I'm saying? Or you thirsty. Then all of a sudden, a lake or, you know, a big bucket of water just appear out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? The Lord can work miracles like that, man. But you have to believe that. You know, the Lord can work miracles like that. But it all comes down to your faith. Do you truly believe that the Lord can do it? You understand? Let's go here to 1 John. 1 John 2. And let's jump down to 15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. This is the point, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever. Okay, so this is very important to understand in this walk, okay, because the scriptures tell us to love not the world, man, because all the things that are in this world is pretty much vanity. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you have in this world. The Lord gave it all to you for a time, but there's going to come a time in where we're in the season, all right, in which these things are going to be done away with, man. Okay, there's going to be a new world, the world of Israel, that's going to be set up upon the planet Earth. And this current world that you've been raised in, and no, this is all going to be destroyed. See, so that's why you're not supposed to love it. That's why you're not supposed to put your faith and all your stock in this place, man, because this place is a sinking ship. And unless you want to sink and die with it, man, you have to understand that the Lord is the one that's working whatever may come in your life. So if you get laid off of your job and you don't really have any way to support yourself, don't worry about it. The Lord is going to make a way for you. The Lord put you in that position for a reason. If the Lord wanted you to have a job, then you would still have it. Okay, but if you end up losing it, then obviously the Lord wants you to be in that position for a reason. You just have to trust in the Lord from that point on, man. You know, you just have to trust in the Lord. That's really what it comes down to, your faith. Okay, don't the scriptures say that man does not live by bread alone, but from every proceeding word that comes from the mouth of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai? So, you know, our life does not consist in the abundance of things in which we possess. You see, our life does not consist in bread alone, man. You see, but we have to follow every word that comes from the mouth of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So if the Most High say move here, then guess what? By faith, we're going to move where the Most High tell us to move. If the Most High tell us through the Spirit to do this, then through the Spirit, we're going to do it. We're not going to question the Lord, man. We're just going to do it because we understand that the Most High has that supreme judgment. And then he knows the future. Okay, we can't see the future. The Most High is always going to put us in you know, the best position. You know, but we have to believe that as believers. But yeah, this world passed away, and all the lust, okay, and then all the vanity and all the high-rise buildings and the luxury condos, man, and BMWs and Bimmer. Hey man, all that's gonna be done away with. It don't mean nothing. Yeah, it was cool to enjoy for a time, but it's not gonna last. Okay, nothing in this world lasts forever. What's gonna last in the kingdom is forever, man. Okay, having eternal life, walking with Yahweh Shai and all of our ancestors of old, man. Okay, King David, Solomon, of course, Yahweh Shai finally being able to see Yahweh's face, man. All that, having an eternal kingdom that no one is going to be able to take away from us, man. We're going to rule forever in the kingdom of heaven. So that reward should be well worth it to lose whatever is in this world. See? Revelation 18. And 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. All right, so the Lord tell his people to come out of this world, okay, to come out of Babylon the Great, come out of this mindset of this world to where you have to make it here. If you don't make it here, then your life is pretty much, it don't mean nothing, that you're a loser, you see? And really, people that have that mindset, man, they're very proud. Okay, they're very proud. They're very deceived into their own lust. All right, and the Lord is about to strip all that away from them. Okay, if you're of this world, then you're gonna die with this world. Pretty plain and simple. I'll say it again. If you are of this world, you will die with this world. All right, those that are of the hopeful elect, you know, uh, we don't have a mindset to where this world is our end all be all. We understand that we're as pilgrims in this place. We just passing through. Okay, we have a greater hope to come. You see, we have a greater hope of the kingdom in which we're not going to have to deal with all the wickedness and the BS in this world, man. That we can have children that will grow up the correct way, not have to be influenced by this wicked world, man. You see, that's what this thing is all about, man. Striving for the kingdom, okay, serving the Lord to the best of our ability so that we can be hopefully of those first fruits of the kingdom of heaven and not be subjected unto the second death. Understand? So yeah, we must come out of the world, man. Partake not of the sins. Okay, of course we're in the world, so we have to operate within it, but coming out of the world is more of a spiritual thing, more of a mindset thing. Okay, using the world, not abusing it. If you got a job, you know what I'm saying, and you making, and the Lord got you to where you're making provisions for yourself, hey, then keep on doing it until the Lord pulls you away from that. But it's not supposed to be a thing in which your mind is permanently set on this place and it's like, you stressing yourself out trying to figure out how you're going to make it. The Lord, you know what I'm saying? The Lord is not dealing with that, man. The Lord is dealing with the kingdom of heaven, okay, and those that truly believe in his promises. All right, and we can close on this, Matthew 7. We can close on this scripture right here, Matthew 7:13. He says, Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Now, when you consider the account in Daniel 3, all the you know what I'm saying, when Nebuchadnezzar set up the golden image, pretty much all the people, the majority of the people in the land of Babylon bowed down to the image. They worshiped the image of the beast, except for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the three Hebrew boys. You see? So they were on what? They were on the straight gate. They were on the narrow road, man. Okay, everyone else was on that broad gate, was on that wide way to destruction. See, it says, for wide is the gate and broad is the way. So many people can travel down a wide gate. Many people can travel down a broad road. Okay, that's why it's broad, to be accessible for more people to travel down. But when you consider a narrow road or a narrow gate, only a few people can pass through at a time. Understand? Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Okay, so it says few. Okay, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, 3 people out of the whole entire province of Babylon. More than likely hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, man. Only 3 men. Only 3 men out of millions were on that straight gate. You see, so, hey, man, also looking at Noah, you know, only 8 souls were saved out of that whole entire world, man, of billions of people at that time. Only 8 people were saved, man. That's not even 0.1% of the earth's population at that time. So if if the Lord always had a remnant, then his remnant now is also very small. You see, there's not many of us that truly believe in the word as the scriptures have said, man. There's not many of us out here. That's why you may have problems trying to fellowship of like-minded, but you know what I'm saying? But for those that truly believe on the scriptures as it is written, man, there's not truly many that believe like that. There's not many that have that faith like that. When we do these epistles, these lessons to be encouraging through the Spirit, because we all need a pick me up, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Every single day. You know what I'm saying? Because every day is different. Some days you may feel, hot in the spirit. Some days the spirit might not be on you like that, man. You know what I'm saying? But these things are to encourage you through the Spirit to stay on that straight gate, to stay on that narrow path. Because hey, the narrow road is not easy. Of course, the broad road is easier. Okay, that's why everyone goes down that broad road. But the narrow road is a difficult path to travel on, man. But at the end of the day, if you can make it to the destination, which is the kingdom of heaven, then hey, it was all worth it. You're gonna be happy and joyous in that day when the kingdom comes. You see, because you chose not to follow the broad way. You chose not to follow the world. You chose to come out of the world when you didn't have to. Because in the world, things are comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You can go out, you can live wild, have a good time. Nobody's judging you. You know what I'm saying? Compared to this, hey, you gotta be on that straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep the commandments. You have to abstain from certain things. You know, so it's not an easy walk, man. But at the end of the day, to us that truly believe in His word and the promises that the Lord has afforded unto us, it's well worth it. So, with that, this has been the Lord will put His chosen through the fire. We can end off here. Hopefully, this lesson was edifying through the Rakah Kadash. In closing, call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakah Kadash. And until next time, Shalom to the elect. Kum Yasha'ala DTA and Abad Babal. Shalom.